Every year, more than 1 million people suffer back injuries on the job. In fact, 80% of us will experience some type of back pain, and 20 to 30% will end up with serious back problems. And back injuries can strike just about anybody, no matter what your job. So whether you're a teacher, administrator, bus driver, kitchen, or custodial worker, it's important to be aware of the dangers of back injury all around you. These injuries result in lost time, lost wages, and serious pain, not to mention the rising costs of health insurance. In this program, we'll look at the basics of the back and spine to understand how most back injuries happen. We'll also look into ways to avoid these injuries through proper lifting techniques. Then we'll go over some helpful exercises to keep your back strong and in shape. Your spine is a complex structure made up of 24 separate bones stacked on top of each other, called vertebrae. Between the vertebrae are discs that act as shock absorbers. Running through the middle of both is the spinal cord. It's an amazing structure, designed to be both strong and flexible. Add to this a host of supporting ligaments, tendons, and muscles, and you can see that there are plenty of things that can go wrong when it comes to your back. That's why it's important to protect this vital area of your body. Let's talk in more detail about the discs, those vital links between your vertebrae. Here's a good way to think of a disc. It's like a jelly donut that's tough on the outside and soft on the inside. Whenever you bend or twist, the discs in your spine compress, allowing the spine to move with you. Right behind the discs are nerves, some of which run out to your arms and legs. If you put too much pressure on a disc, it can pinch a nerve, sending pain all the way down your leg. When you're born, the discs in your spine are made up of about 80% water. As you get older, though, the discs become dehydrated and more rigid. Discs can't repair themselves like bones and skin because they have no blood supply. So even the process of aging results in disc damage, which can lead to back pain. Another way to damage these discs is by overstressing them. You can do this by lifting something that's too heavy, lifting incorrectly, or even just by twisting your back the wrong way. Any of these things can result in a disc bulging out. That's called a herniated disc. Some people say they've blown out their back when this happens. When a disc bulges, it's likely to hit a nearby nerve, resulting in back pain. Muscles that connect to your spine are another hotspot for back pain or damage. Almost everyone has pulled a muscle at one time or another, so you know that it takes days, even weeks, for a muscle to heal. When that muscle is connected to your spine, it puts nearby ligaments, tendons, nerves, and discs at risk. The result can be back, neck, and sometimes even arm and leg pain. The best way to avoid back pain and injury is to keep your back in the neutral position as much as possible. In this position, your spine is relaxed and it forms an S-curve. Problems can arise when your spine is not in this position, but don't worry, there are ways to minimize the risks, and we'll talk about those soon. But first, here's a little test to help you determine if your spine is in the neutral S-curve position. Stand with your back against a door jamb. Your upper back and buttocks should touch the jamb, and your heels should be a few inches away. Now, slide your hand into the space between your lower back and the jamb. It should slide in easily, but almost touch the jamb and your lower back. This is your spine's most comfortable position. Of course, no matter what your job, it's impossible to keep your back in this position all the time. And the longer you keep your spine out of the neutral position, the more likely you are to overstress it. That doesn't mean just for heavy lifting jobs. You can overstress your back sitting down, standing too long, or even lying in the wrong position.